Now, Flume. Okay. Now, what is Flume? As I told you, whenever we दिख रहा है ना सभी को or do I need to increase the font? Fine. Okay. So whenever we want to what import the data from semi-structured, whenever we want to import the semi-structured data. Okay, in that case we can use Flume. Okay, now what is semi-structured data? Like XML file, JSON file, log file, what else? Excel or CSV file, whatever. Okay, did you got this? Okay, so whenever we want to transfer any semi-structured data, okay, from outside system, okay, to our HDFS, we can use Flume. Okay, now let us first understand the architecture of Flume. Okay, so Flume has source, sink, and channel. Flume has three things, which is source, sink, and channel. Okay. Mm, which module? Flume. Okay, this one. Okay, let me. Okay, Apache Flume. Okay, so we'll find. Okay, so guys, are you able to see this? What is this? This is a architecture of Flume. So Flume has source, sink, and channel, or you can say source, channel, and sink, or whatever. Okay, so let's understand this first. Okay, so channel is a channel is a communication between source and sink. Channel will take care the data transfer between source and sink. Now, what is source? Source is used to connect to the outside server from where we want to fetch the data. Okay. Once we have this data inside our source, then through channel we can pass it to sink. Okay. And sink is one who is responsible to transfer the data into SDFS. Okay, and all this source, sink, and channel will connect to each other using agent. Okay, so this is a very simple architecture. So what we are going to do, we are going to write one file. Okay, inside that file we are going to first configure this source, sink, and channel through agent. Once we have done that, then we will configure connection between web server or whatever outside machine with source. Okay, and then we will say source, okay, you can start fetching the data from this machine. Okay, then we'll configure some parameters on channel. Okay, and that parameter is related to how much data source can get. Okay, and how much data source can pass to channel at once. Okay, channel should have that much storage capacity. For example, if source is able to pass 1 GB of data at once, channel should have that storage capacity. Otherwise, this configuration won't work. Okay. So all these are parameters which we need to configure. Once our configuration is done, then we need to run one Flume command, passing all those configuration parameters. And once the execution is done, we'll get the data from any of the outside machine to our HDFS. Is this clear to everyone? This is a simple theory. This theory is clear. Okay. Hmm. Why a scoop? A scoop is only used to fetch data from RDBMS, structured data. Okay, not semi-structured data. Okay, right now what we are talking about semi-structured data, not RDBMS. Apache Flume cannot fetch data from RDBMS. Okay, is this point clear? Now let's see this in detail. Hmm. This is you can consider it as your edge node. Okay, this is your SDFS and this is your edge node. Okay, and your edge node can be any machine. Okay, it means it can be any machine. Okay, this is you can say as a client machine. Okay, no, this is you are asking about this web server, right? Can you see my screen? So consider this web server is your client machine. Okay, or where the data is placed. Okay, now these are the simple steps to configure Flume. Okay, so tell me how many of you is having CDH5 and how many of you is having CDH3? Okay, so whoever is having CDH3, okay, and CDH5, both of you have to follow these steps. First of all, what you have to do, inside your Flume, I have given you one jar file, right? Everyone has this jar file? Okay, now let's go with the steps. So that jar file, it is mentioned here, we need to download this jar file. That file I have already given to you. Okay, that the jar file I have already given to you. Now what you have to do, you have to create a directory. Everyone has to create a directory where you have to go to your home folder. Wait, how will you open a? You have to go to your file browser, then click on file system, then user. Tell me what? Cloudera or lib? You user lib.